Assalamu alaikum. My name is Oliver. I'm originally from the UK. I've grown up in Oman and I want to tell you a bit about my reversion story. How I went from being an atheist to, alhamdulillah, reverting to Islam 9 years ago. I'm from the UK originally. I was born in the UK. Lived there for, 4 years or so when I was young. And then we moved overseas. We moved to the UAE, to Saudi Arabia, and then we settled in Oman about 21 years ago. My upbringing was very much non-religious, you can say, but obviously from a young age I was immersed in the Islamic culture. Of course, in those 3 countries I had friends, Muslim friends from different backgrounds, different Arabs and non-Arabs. So I was very much exposed to the religion from a young age. And like a lot of expat kids in this region in particular, I had an issue with identity. I always knew I was British. We used to go back to the UK, once a year. And from quite a young age, I realized that I didn't fit in the UK. As I got into my teen years, I really started to feel that Oman was home for me. As a result of this, I started to get more immersed, if you like, into the culture, language, culture, and so on and so forth. When I was 18, I finished high school and I went off to university. I studied in America for a couple of years and also in the UK. The thing that was interesting, I got to America, to the States. I had a lot of people asking me about where I was from, about my background. When I explained that I was a Brit, but I lived in Oman, I got a lot of questions about all kinds of things. What are they like? Muslims, Arabs, what's it like living with them? Do you guys mix with them? Do you not mix with them? Questions about the countries. Oman, what's Oman like? What's Saudi like? What's the UAE like? All kinds of questions. I was perfectly comfortable answering them. I would say Oman's a very nice country. The people are very nice, very friendly, very hospitable, all that stuff. However, I got a lot of questions about the religious aspect, about Islam and Muslims. So there were questions about things that were matters that are considered to be controversial. The hijab, women's rights, all those kinds of things. Whilst I could answer the questions about the culture, about the language, about the people, I really didn't know what to say about the religion. I wasn't a Muslim, I didn't have a religious background. I didn't know that much about Islam, apart from the basics, Muslims pray 5 times a day, they fast in Ramadan, Muslim women wear hijab, and that's more or less what I knew. And the thing was, I found myself always, when faced with these type of questions, I would always defend Islam. I'd always stand up for Islam. I'd stand up for Muslims. At that point, I'd lived for maybe 15 years or so in Muslim countries with Muslims. I'd never obviously had any issues with them at all. All my friends were Muslims. Most of my friends were Muslims, and that made me want to stick up for them. So as time went by, I started to question myself and say, well, it's all well and good, Oliver. You stick up for Muslim people on the basis that your personal experiences with them are good, but you don't really know much about the religion. So that's probably not the best thing to do. If you want to defend a religion or an ideology, you have to have in-depth knowledge. Right? You can't just be emotional. So that actually drove me to find out more about Islam, to read about Islam, to research and try and learn as much as I could. No intention, obviously, of converting or reverting. No intention whatsoever. So what happened was I spent a good couple of years, probably 3 years actually, really researching about the religion. Through books, I would read a lot. I had Muslim friends here from Oman. I had a couple of friends who I would talk to. I would ask questions. Okay, why, for example, in Islam do you do this? Why is this permissible? Why is this impermissible? What's the reasoning behind this? Why do you do this? They really helped me. Along this journey, which they helped me through, I discovered a lot. I really discovered so much about Islam. It really wasn't what I thought. My idea of religion as a whole was that religion, regardless of whether it was Christianity or Islam or whatever, was that religion was anti-science. I had all kinds of ideas about religion, which, as I say, along this journey, I discovered to be completely nonsense. I honestly got to a point where I really, really loved Islam. I started to love Islam so much. The thing that really got me was how Islam isn't just a religion in the way that some may think of it. Islam encompasses everything, from the minute we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. All the things we do throughout the day. The fact that we wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, the way we eat, the way we drink, the way we conduct financial transactions, the way it protects people's rights. I got to a point where I wanted to be a Muslim. One of my friends, I told him, I said, I really love this religion and I really wish I could be a Muslim. He said, okay, well, why don't you be? What's holding you back? And I said to him, to be honest, the only thing is, I don't believe in God. He said, no worries. He said, I want you to do something. So this was before Ramadan. This was 2014. So a couple of days before Ramadan. He said, I want you to try fasting. I want you to fast in Ramadan. And I said, wow, I would like to fast and I'll try and fast, but I don't know if I can. He said, no, you can. It's not hard. Just fast. And the thing is, the year before, I tried fasting and failed miserably within the first couple of hours on the first day. Come 2014, my friends tell me, I want you to fast. I was like, I want to fast, I want to try it. But I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do it. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I did. I fasted the first day of Ramadan without any issues. You know, I got a bit thirsty around midday. I got a bit hungry towards the end of the day. But the thing is, I felt great. Specifically when I broke fast, although not the first day, I'll tell you why. The first day, so I remember hearing, I'd heard before that Muslims break fast on, you know, dates and Lebanon, light things. And I always remember hearing that. But I always used to say, well, why? You see, you've been fasting for a whole day. Now's your time to eat. You're going to eat dates, water, and Lebanon. It didn't make sense to me. Surely you'd want to have a big meal. And that's what I did. So I got myself a big meal, biryani, Lebanon, water, tea, coffee, sambusa. I heard that then, and I went for it. I stuffed everything down. Within half an hour, I realized the logic behind breaking fast on some dates, some water and some Lebanon. Anyway, the second day went really well, the third day and so on and so forth. And as I say, I felt really amazing. Each day got easier than the previous day. It wasn't really that hard. As I say, I'd feel a bit thirsty, I'd feel hungry, but I was okay. I found myself feeling really grateful for food, and even to a point where I would, maybe the time of suhoor, I would even eat things that I wouldn't usually eat because I didn't like them. But for some reason I would just, if that was what was there, I would eat it, and I'd feel grateful for it. So anyway, what happened was, a good couple of weeks into the month, something happened. It's difficult really to explain, because it was like an acceptance. I accepted that there had to be a creator. There had to be a creator. A couple of weeks into Ramadan, it came to me that there was a creator, there had to be a creator, and I believed that there was a creator. And at that point, I was a Muslim. At that point, I was a Muslim. I knew there was a creator, and I knew this religion was the religion of Allah. I knew Allah existed, and this was His religion. When I look back now, I don't know where I was heading. You know, I was all right, I was fine. I don't know where I was going. There was no direction in my life. I found that with Islam. Alhamdulillah ala ni'mat al-Islam. I hope you enjoyed the story. I tried to keep it short, and take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sungguh cerita yang sangat menarik, dan insya Allah dapat kita jadikan sebagai motivasi bagi kita umat Islam untuk terus memperkenalkan Islam kepada semua manusia yang belum mengenalnya, dan juga dapat menjadi pembelajaran bagi mereka yang ingin mempelajari Islam. Semoga Allah selalu membimbing dan memberi petunjuk kepada kita semua untuk benar-benar kembali hijrah pada Islam yang sesungguhnya. Amin.